From Drop Biscuit Studios and the people who brought you Wondery's Inside Jaws, Inside The Exorcist, and Inside Psycho comes You Talking to Me? Bite-sized Hollywood history with plenty of bite. Indiana Jones, starring Tom Selleck? This is You Talking to Me? I'm Mark Ramsey. If there is ever a role that is defined by one particular actor, that role is Indiana Jones, and that actor is the great Harrison Ford. When the first Indy movie, Raiders of the Lost Ark, was being cast, Ford was already famous as the swashbuckling Han Solo in the first two Star Wars movies. But there's a big difference between supporting Mark Hamill and Carrie Fisher and carrying a movie on your own shoulders, especially a big-budget movie. Well, Steven Spielberg didn't care. He wanted Ford for the role. But Indy co-creator George Lucas, he wasn't so sure. After all, Ford had already been his go-to guy twice on Star Wars and American Graffiti. Surely there must be a better idea out there, or at least a different one. So the front-runner for the role was a face best known on freeway billboards nationwide as the Marlboro Man. His name was Tom Selleck. Indeed, Selleck was the pick of Lucas's wife and frequent film editor for the role, and by all accounts, his screen test was stellar. All signs were go, until CBS TV threw a wrench into Spielberg's and Lucas's plans. Selleck had just made a pilot called Magnum P.I., and against all odds, CBS picked it up. Damn you, success! Selleck's contract wouldn't release him to film Raiders, so he had to pass. Ironically, this was timed with an actors' strike in Hollywood that delayed filming, and since Raiders was shooting in Europe, far away from union regulations, Selleck actually could have played Indy and Magnum both, but oh well. Let's find an unknown, Spielberg suggested. Johnny, a construction worker from Malibu, which was an oddly specific name, occupation, and address. No Johnny on this spot. Funny men Bill Murray, Chevy Chase, and Steve Martin, they were all considered for the role. Martin was actually offered Indy, but turned it down to make the considerably less memorable Pennies from Heaven. And then there was Nick Mancuso and John Shea, and fresh from Animal House and Spielberg's 1941, Tim Matheson, who, as a boy, voiced the very Indy-like animated adventurer Johnny Quest. Out went the offer to Jack Nicholson. Jack Nicholson, the scary cat who just played Jack Torrance in The Shining? Yes, that Jack Nicholson. Jack passed. What about Nick Nolte? Pass. With a mere 6 weeks to go before shooting, Spielberg re-engaged with an actor at the London premiere of Empire Strikes Back, the same actor who had been waiting in the wings from the very beginning, Harrison Ford. And the rest, as they say, is history. But what about Indy's love interest, Marion? Amy Irving came and went. So did Deborah Winger and Sean Young. And then Karen Allen auditioned, and everything clicked into place. Who knew that Indy would last at least as long as Harrison Ford? The release date for the next chapter, Indy 5, is set for 2023, the year that Harrison Ford will turn 81. Follow us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you are listening right now. Give us a 5-star rating, and please help us share the show. That's You Talking to Me. I'm Mark Ramsey.